We now return to Let's Play Hearthlands. We're starting a new game this time. So I did watch some of the developer videos. I think I have a better handle on how to actually start the game, play it a little bit more effectively. Sure, we'll be Shepmore. I'm going to change my culture this time round. I think I want to try out the Northerners. They take less food, but they also seem a lot simpler. They can keep bees and breed sheep. So we'll have some wool for clothing, I suppose. But we can make wurst and mead right away. The thing is, we're going to have to rely on hunters and fishermen for early food. So we should have access to quite a few different types of food. That'll be good. Willel the Greedy. Sure. I'm very tempted to lower the difficulty, just so I can get a handle on it, but I think we'll stick with medium. If this time also fails, next time I'll lower the difficulty. So let's go. Good location here. So, there we go. So one thing, apparently, that's different is that pine trees are worth a lot more logs than the oak trees. So that's interesting to consider. Oh my. We've got a huge forest right there. That's good. Right next to stone and mushrooms. And we got some boar out here. That'll make that easy for getting some leather. I was kind of worried about that, but because we are a hunting culture, we don't have too many concerns as far as... Okay, well, here's where my production is going to be for my military. We don't have too many concerns for early goods. Alright, and then the goblins are actually over there. So we've got our choice, definitely, of feather and leather. That's going to be helpful early on when I want to make an axeman unit and an archer unit. There's many, many of them. Okay, there's also some rabbits out here. So now I just need to pick something here. I guess since we'll have access to honey there, but the mushrooms are way out there. Mushrooms are also way out here. I will probably have to have a road coming through the forest here. But I think maybe... Okay, well, there's mushrooms right there. This would be a good location, I feel, for at least one housing block. And then we've got another housing block section up there. Or actually, right there would be good. And then that's very close to the boar as well. But if I want to do boar and turkey, which I obviously do because we're going to need both of that. There's mushrooms up here and honey up there. I don't know. I think I'll just build the first housing block right here. And we're going to take some of these very valuable pine trees out in order to make some room. So the videos that I was actually watching managed to get very far with just a 24 house housing block. I was surprised because I have been struggling for quite a while to make that happen. And so I've had the 8 buys. But the reasoning, I guess, is because the apothecary can handle 24 people. And where's the apothecary? Shit, now I don't know where that is. Ah, yes, it's in distribution for no reason. That's totally miscategorized. But anyway, so the apothecary, I guess, is limited because and it's, goddamn. These need to be put in more. 24 loads a year, yeah. So this will have a limitation of 24, and thus the apothecary will also have a limitation of 24. So basically, having the 6 to a side is sort of the standard build, or at least the intended build, I feel. We could, of course, do it differently, but I think I'll just go ahead and use that formula. Mostly because it'll allow me to calculate a little bit better, and I do want to try and calculate things a little bit better. Try and pay a little bit more attention to the nuances of the game, because that actually seems to be a big part of it. I mean, for one thing, I need to be looking at more like my economic overview, which actually tells me things that are important like the demand and the production and how many I'm producing, which is a good thing to keep an eye on. We can also show the stock of supplies once I actually have some in town here, which is also useful because then I can actually see in real time what I need to be working on. So I'm going to put a road out this way because we're going to have to start working on these things. I think I'll go ahead and just put down the town hall here early on, and I could probably put two more, actually, two parallel like this. It looks like we'd fit them in there. For now, though, that's not a priority. For now, we need to begin focusing on food, so I'll leave that alone. Honey is up there, though, with those flowers, but we can use a forester to produce flowers, which I'll probably need to do when I need to also supply myself with mushrooms. I think we're totally cool on wood. We don't need to worry about supplying that anytime soon. What I will do, however, is get Hunter's Lodge. Now, this is a big area, and this gets me 2 types of food. This gets me 1 type. I'll probably want to have 2 Hunter's Lodges, so we'll double down on that. I'm just going to grab the road out this way, and we'll just have all of my food get started here. So, for now, well, let's just go ahead and bend the roads out here. We'll need them eventually. May as well get it all set up so I can at least visualize what I'm doing. Okay, so, knowing that we will get our goods regardless of the distance here, this is not important. This is mostly just for who they will distribute to. Knowing that, I will not be overly concerned about putting it too far away. I mean, obviously, we want it fairly close to a distribution center because otherwise it takes that much longer to get the goods. But this will be fine for right now, right here. And then I have a 3x spot for, well, for an apothecary for one thing. Actually, yes, because this will be really close to my herbalist dude right there. We'll put him here. We're kind of mixing industries out this way, but one will be sufficient for now. What else needs to be put down here? Tax office and constabulary. I mean, I guess I can put them in here. Otherwise, well, another thing that we need to begin looking at early on, too, is a library. That's something I've been neglecting, and it only costs money. But we need to start our lore production early, so I can actually start using the research stuff. Because this is going to become very important. For one thing, we can have movement speed increasements. But increasements? Yes. But we can also help out my units. Another thing I learned was that the preference of unit for our culture apparently deals with the cost. Yes, the upkeep cost, it looks like. So we get cheaper axemen, I guess, is how that works. So anyway, let's go back to what I was doing here before I completely forget. And I'll just put you up here. This way, I guess it can help out if it needs to up here. I don't know. Maybe we'll have goblins come and try and jack my shit, and the constable can help. Tax office down here. And then, of course, we need to put in all of the beautification stuff. Many trees. I will want to replace them a little bit later just because of the... well, for one thing, these produce fame, so that's helpful, but they also have a wider radius, so having that lined with fountains would be great. Okay, so that's the first bit done. We need to go to Hunter's Lodges, which are in the food. Fishing, yes. So we need planks before we can build boats to fish. That's kind of a pain. So early on, Hunter's Lodge is the way to go. Yeah, I'll keep it up here like this just in case they wander. And in fact, I would like to put down another one right away. So we'll get them. We need people, yes, I'm aware. And start off, we'll have a distribution center right here. So, we're going to need a couple distribution centers, actually. Because what this needs to take is going to be... Wait a minute, one thing I did not look at. We know where there's iron. I need to find my coal. Oh, right there. So, actually, I may need a distribution center there in the middle for the feathers. Well, I can tell them to... I was going to say I could tell them to get and then have one accept, but then we're just doubling down on unnecessary things like... well, like feathers. There's really no reason for that. So let's get some worst. That we can start doing immediately with... that's the mead brewery, the smokehouse. I guess I can have this pretty much central here because it'll be taking that, and then it'll take a distance to... fuck it. Let's actually keep this as close as possible because we're going to need to worry about that. That's sort of what I've been doing badly, I guess. I have these distances, and I know the distance matters, but we really should not be having that. Okay, I'm going to have you here. We're going to need another distribution. You know what? I'll have a road connecting this too, just because I know we're going to need some wood to go there. We'll have to have distribution here. As for you, you are going to take half and half of this. And we'll start off with 2 woodcutters. Good. Okay, so that will set that up. These guys are going to take... Well, they're going to take a lot of leather, but they're also going to take those feathers. I think... No, I want to keep this all for food production out here. So I will actually put its own separate storeyard. Possibly 2 storeyards, in fact. We'll do 8 and 8. And that's not how that adds up at all. 16. And then this one will be feathers and leather. We'll lower it down to 12 apiece. That way I'll have some space. Let's see how many people this... Okay, 171. Let's see how many people I can fit in. I may need another housing block immediately. Might be stretching myself a little too thinly here. And, you know, thinking about this, we might actually... 24 loads a year... See, so here we go again, where we are producing 24. 24 seems to be the magical number in all of this. Whereas 2 hunters' lodges produce 12 animals, so we definitely need 2 of these to provide for one of the smoke homes. If I decide to do sheep, we'll need another one, but we'll also use that wool. Now, what will we use the wool for? Where's the... Oh, the weaver. There we go. They take wool or cotton to make textiles, so it's a 1-to-1 ratio to make clothes. And they'll also need textiles plus feathers to make pillow makers. Okay. So, we have no goods just yet. People are still trying to move in. I suppose I could prioritize a little bit here. The last time I did that, though, we lost some money. So, oh, yes. Another thing I definitely want to begin doing is actually building an economy. Now, we can look at the trade routes here, and this tells me at least what I can buy and what I can sell. So, that's kind of useful, but another thing that we need to take into consideration, oh my god, there are too many people that hate me on this map. We don't have many allies at all. This is going to be bad. Well, shit. I can see this is going to be bad already. So, the friendliness with these people also affects the prices at which you trade. So, we can see here that a lot of goods are very expensive. And unless I do something early on to improve my relationships, we're going to have some issues. Especially since they like to invade me rather early. Let's pull this out here so we can put some industry that way. So, how are we doing on people? Still short 50 freaking people. Can I see? I was just hoping I could find... Oh, wait, there it was. 114 jobs. No, workforce is 114. Jobs are 171. Yes, I was hoping to find the number of people who could still squeeze into the homes. That's not apparently a thing. Since we don't have these just yet, I'm going to turn this off, and we're going to be taking leathers and feathers early on, so let's not worry about that. This thing can be turned off because I haven't set this up yet. This was going to be for my mead? I don't know what I was going to put that there for. We do have some worst coming in, though. What else do I need? For farming, we can produce honey. Honey is a thing. So let's take honey, put that at 12 as well. And then, of course, we'll have fish eventually. I'll set that at 8. We're going to need some wood first. Wood that has to be turned into planks. We unfortunately don't have the people to deal with that just yet. So actually, what I could be doing, and what I possibly should be doing, is setting it up so that these are turned off. Let's turn off one of you, and then possibly turn off you. How do I see? Oh, right. It's the apothecary. The apothecary has no medicine. I need to check that. Industry, yes. Produces 24 a year. Well, we know we need 2 of these to provide 1 of these, and then we need that for what little worst we're getting. The homes are evolving, though, so that's good. They just need to be moved into a little bit quicker. So maybe this was not... Oh, yes, another thing that I saw in the developer videos that I've been completely neglecting was... Where is that? The marketplace. This allows me to trade. So early on, we could begin importing things like, well, beer is not cheap at all, actually. Neither is cider. Wine, I mean, that's actually very bad. We need to set up an economy, though. Honey is one thing we could start setting up. Feathers as well. We can actually sell feathers? Well, shit, let's just sell all our feathers right now. That'll offset something. And then we can buy... I guess we'll buy wine. Wine is surprisingly cheaper. So what I'm going to do... I'm going to put that down there. I know I need more workers. We will... Where's feathers? There's feathers. We'll sell the feathers. We'll sell 4 for now. 8 for now. Let's sell 8 for now. And then wine, right. So we'll buy the wine. We'll buy it at 4. That's not enough, I know. We will have to take... We'll take 8. And then I'm going to have to turn that on. What I'm hoping we'll do here is get a head start on that, because in order to make our own alcohol, we have to start beekeeping. And that is not something I'm really prepared to do just yet. Maybe... Let's see. Yeah, I think I need another housing block. This one is not enough. I don't know. Maybe the version that was being played in the developer videos was a couple versions old. So maybe they did a little bit of tweaking with the population requirements. But he seemed to be doing a lot more with a lot less. And I don't know what's going on there. Okay, we're going to pull that in, and then I'm going to use my road blocking so that we keep people in line. And I know that's not right there, but it doesn't really matter because the walkers are smart, so we don't actually have to have a walker precisely boxed in. As long as we are preventing them from pathing to the next location, that'll be enough. One thing that we do actually need to concern ourselves with, however, are tax offices and the constabulary. And probably an apothecary as well, actually. That's another thing. I mean, if I expand to this, like I'm doing right now, I am running huge risks, because I need to either increase the production of herbs and things like that, or let them rot and just risk it. And it's in distribution. God damn it, that is so stupid. So, yeah, immediately we have to start making even more crap, and that means, I guess, we need to have a forester out here. And we'll have them planting some flowers so I can start the beekeeping up here. That'll be nice. May as well also branch that road like that. And once this iron is all used up, we'll have some more space out here for stuff. This is kind of cutting into... Well, I mean, we have no reason to build out here anyway, so never mind that. So, I'm going to leave these guys as is and not distribute food to them just yet, because we really can't afford it. Okay, just taking medicine there. So, what? Oh, wine. They're taking wine. Okay, and they now need furniture. Do we have excess population? Yes, but it's not by much. I could consider lowering the taxes. That helps. I mean, I'd like it to be auto, because the game, I think, probably knows better. But to be honest, I feel like maybe manually setting that early on is a better thing. That way we get the industry started, and yeah, you know what, I think I will do that, in fact, because we kind of need that early on. I'd also like to have... What am I producing to? Oh, I'm not actually producing two. I turned this one off. I'd like to have furniture started. That way we can get to that level, the same level we were in with the tutorials, and get that set up and situated early. What were you doing? Why did I turn off leather and feathers? I think maybe I just didn't accept them. So we have some people. We got many people now. That's okay. So let's see. I need that for that. I think. Yeah. Before we build this up, let's finish this off. So, industry is going to require a sawmill for planks and a carpenter shop for. Can I build there? No, I didn't think so. Carpenter shop for furniture. Now, 24 and 24, that means essentially we're going to need another sawmill. Not right now. I mean, we're keeping it in equilibrium, but eventually we'll need that if I want to make my own stuff. My own, that doesn't even make sense. That's not even a sentence. If I want to make my own military, which I do. In fact, we can get started on that immediately. Did that really just... Okay. So let's dig into that. No pun intended. We'll go 2 there, and then we'll grab 2 over here. And then, of course, I will, in fact, need a smeltery close by, as well as this. And I should actually definitely have one over here, because this is going to be a mess. So close to the goblins, that's really risking it right there. Okay, so now we're short on people. Well, that's fantastic. No more people can squeeze in? Probably not. Once we get that furniture set up, though, hopefully it's gonna be all right. I could put more people in. I mean, I am leaving a little bit more room, I think, than is necessary for these other buildings. Speaking of other buildings, library was one of those other buildings. I'll just put this here. Or wait, what does this use? Each house generates a certain amount of lore. Ah, so it needed to actually be within. That's only going to get partial amount of either. If I put it here, that's a fairly good amount. Looks like we're missing out on... Well, here I'd be missing out on 3, and I'd be making that up over there by 4. I'll put it here. How many people were working in there, though? 9? Well... We need to be generating some lore, though, that's the thing. So... Starting from 4th level... Oh. Well, crap. That's why we need the, that's why we need the furniture. We're not ready yet. Just as well, because these guys are apparently having issues with appeal out here. We're not stockpiling enough food, and a large part of that is because okay, I was gonna say, where's the constable? Oh, great, like I'm gonna be able to see where that is to pick it up. Okay. So yes, a large part of why we don't have enough food is because we could probably have 2 more of each of these things. However, we don't have the workers to do that. I'm relying on getting furniture to the people. You know, once again, I feel like we just haven't done it. I feel like we just haven't done it. We're devolving already. No, we're not. We actually went up. Just went to level 5, and why? What am I providing them? They are jumping 2 levels on me. Well, I don't know. Seems to be doing its thing, though. We've got 3 people, extra room for 16, that's what I was looking for. How many extra people we had. So, yeah, this isn't exactly what I was hoping for either. I don't know. I just don't know how to start a city in this game. I was thinking this would be enough, but it's clearly not. So maybe it is the difficulty. Maybe that affects population. I don't know. Next thing we need to do though is set up some actual animal stuff. Milk goes into cheese, so that's actually its own food. Maybe, I don't know, maybe this is not as simple of a culture as I thought. Maybe I should have stuck with the Easterners, because they were doing pretty okay. I don't know. I don't want to abandon another city, but I'm immediately unimpressed with what I've managed to do. Now that is unacceptable. We can't have you doing that. But damn, I wish they would go collect those after they kill the guy. That makes no fucking sense why they'd leave it alone. So, we've got a very, very small excess amount of population, but yeah, we're totally lacking in food, and this is all about to collapse around my ears, so the only way out of this is to either produce more of this stuff, which we could totally do, or start producing planks so I can do fish, and I feel like that's probably the better way to go. So as soon as this fucking ghost gets out of the way, it's really goddamn obnoxious. Fine, I'll put one here. That's actually one too many. I didn't need to put it there. Whatever. Build another sawmill, start producing planks, and then we'll start looking at getting some fish, because that's, I think, the only other easy way of getting some of the food sorted. At least for this culture. I mean, aside from, of course, see, why? Why won't you just take it?
Your Majesty?
He might be taking it directly from here, which is what he's doing. So we're not producing enough to stockpile, and that's an issue. Okay. Well, I just don't know what to think about this game at this point. This is why I don't play games early access. I feel like the underlying mechanics are there. I just feel like they also need to be refined and explained within the game itself. I know there's information galore everywhere, but, I mean, just damn. So we should be having a positive on the food. We're producing more than we're consuming. That's good. Alcohol, we're buying more than we're doing. We just lost some. It's sitting there. Should be... We're barely producing more than we're consuming on the medicine. Same with that. So we are in equilibrium. That's why we're not generating a hell of a lot in store yards. In which case, we don't need that much for store yards. I mean, if we play it that way, where it's balanced, rather than playing for surplus, then I don't need nearly as many of these store yards. I can just have them take directly from the buildings that are producing the stuff that we need, and then we use these as sort of a last resort. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna end this one here. We'll come back to this town next time and see if maybe I can stabilize my food situation, because even though we're producing enough, we're not getting it distributed fast enough, and so I think that's the big problem here. Are we actually getting some planks out of this, or no? I don't know. Anyway, I'll see you next time.